Hi, Josh Solholt here with Gannett Ridge Hunting Equipment here in Fort Collins, Colorado. Coming at you today, I want to talk a little bit about the Bowtech Reign 7. This bow is new out from Bowtech for 2017. It does have some, a lot of features that Bowtech has worked with for a number of years, but they've kind of compiled it all into one bow, made the whole thing feel super smooth, and I think made the improvements where they needed to be. A few new things about the Bowtech Reign. They have a new Outrigger weight system. This kind of kicks off to one side of the bow a little more than the other, so it counterweights some of the accessories you'll put on the bow. Ultimately, when you shoot it, it'll be more balanced in your hand. On this particular bow, Bowtech went back to their two-piece grip system with just essentially the riser and then two inlays that go on both sides of the handle. Narrows that grip a little bit, turns it more into a shooter type grip, helps you keep your hands off of it and torque it less. This was actually here at the shop, we were really excited they went back to this grip. We typically like how these bows feel in the hand better than the wraparound plastic ones that they do in some previous years. They developed this micro dial system to time these bows, and really where this is great is kind of that gadgety person end user that wants to adjust their own bow without a press, or it can be an infield fix if your timing comes out a little bit. Traditionally, Bowtech bows have done a really good job of staying in time and not having major adjustments due to the quality strings they put on the bow. But this does allow you to tweak these things just a little bit. If you get in a double back wall when you pull back or something like that, you can make that fix at home without taking it into a shop. They still have the Overdrive binary cam system on this bow, which is a really awesome piece of technology to perfectly center how your bow fires. So most bows, when you set them up, you have to set the rest up as well as you can, get an arrow that likes it, and then start messing with the rest until the bow comes into tune. How Bowtech does it, you kind of pick your arrow, and you have to keep it within a spectrum of reasonable spine weight and overall weight, but you can kind of make these bows shoot your arrow perfectly. You center the rest perfectly, laser it, level it, and then you make the bow push that arrow perfectly centered. It's a difference in efficiency of how that arrow is going to come off the bow, and ultimately consistency downrange. Still are with the CPX riser that they developed back with the Invasion, actually way back with the Guardian, but most specifically your closest to this form was the Invasion. What that concept is, essentially, it's this swept back look on the riser where that pivot point sits further back on the limb, than most compounds you see on the market. What this does for you as a shooter, the more deflex the bow is, or the more you shift that fulcrum point in the handle back towards you, the more that bow wants to sit back in your hand, nice and centered, just like you want it to when you're at full draw. The more reflex the riser is, or the more you push those pivot points forward from your hand, if the cables in your hand weren't directing it in the proper way, that bow would actually rather physically face you. And so it becomes a little more of a struggle to keep that bow steered forward, and it increases the amount of torque that's put into that shot after you turn your arrow loose. They still have the flex guard on this bow. They've had a really, really good roller flex guard system on their bows for a lot of years now. Almost no cable wear, reduces the torque and centers the load of that pullback and shot just simply by putting a little bit of flex in the shaft of that cable guard. All in all, just generally shooting this bow, we were very, very confident when we brought it in that we're going to end up selling quite a few of these this year. I know some of the marketing with Bowtech has been they've just taken what they know and refined it. That's certainly not a lie. And I think it was a really important step for Bowtech to take. They have so many envelope pushing, awesome pieces of technology on this bow to just kind of take a step back and hit everything on the head and then bring something out that consumers I think are really wanting, which is, that smooth pull, really good arrow speed at 340 feet a second IBO, very dead back wall, super nice draw cycle, almost no feel in the hand after the shot, and you're throwing an arrow downrange faster than about everybody out there, respectively. And I'm not really talking about what the stickers say on the side of the bow. I'm saying we line all of these bows up at the same poundage, same draw length, same arrow weight, and we run them through a chronographer. These guys end up showing up much closer to the truth than some other companies out there. This bow, 7-inch brace height in the Reign 7, 25 to 31 inches of draw length adjustment. It comes in black, mossy oak breakup. From Kryptek, they have 3 patterns: Highlander, Altitude, and Raid. And it comes in elevated 2 from Sitka as well. So really awesome bow. You got to wrap your hands around one of these and shoot it. We were so pleased with what they came up with this year. If you're in the Fort Collins area, swing in at 3006 East Mulberry Street. We have moved our shop out that direction. Like us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube, and who knows, maybe we run into you in the field one day and be able to say hello. Have a good day.